Whoa. 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 Ho, ho, ho. It's the illusion. Reporting from somewhere on space ship Earth. Yeah. We're here. We're live Thursday night. Thursday night, man. And let's see, what do we got going on? We got Joseph Salvador. We got the hinterlands in there. We are reporting from the other side of the freak show, man. Yo, we got Neo. We are in it. We are in and insert. What's going on, Carooster? Insert yourself. We are in the Matrix, reporting live from within the digital construct, dude. Ryan Binder, dude. Hey, brother. We are present and accounted for, dude. I'm just turning this one over to you guys, dude. Been tripping on the Jack Caruso info. Crucial UO. Jack Cruz. What's just are you a 9 or I'm rolling 11, dude. I've been taking that I just been going full on Piao to the max today, dude. Many blessings. Stop identifying. What are we identifying, dude? Stop it. Yo, just be. Maybe. I think we're all it's all an identify. That's part of the being. Don't deny yourself the ability to identify, dude. Don't pretend you're not when we all are. Dr. Jack Cruz, avoiding blue light, getting lots of sun. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's online ceramics, dude. They hooked me up with a bunch of gear, dude. But this stuff's like designed to fall apart. It's very weird, dude. But yeah, online ceramics. I did an ad for them the other year, man. Sigma Finifo and Channel Z TV is still doing the frequency battle. You haven't slipped into the world of the Cokes. No, thanks, dude. Pelch Master. Yeah. Like, subscribe, join, become a member, dude. We're gonna keep it going, dude. We're absolutely gonna keep it going. Because when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro, right? When the going gets weird, cooks. I'm fine. That's the little of the kooks. Slam and salmon, dude. Kooks. Well, you can't slip into the world of the kooks when you are when you are a kook, dude. Be a kook before you can become you got to be a kook to spot a kook. So yeah, dude, the what should we get into? What are we tripping on Spaceship Earth today, dude? I don't know, dude. There's a lot we could get into. I'm gonna let you guys guide the thing, dude. You sort of know where I stand on this. So we're all conversations are for fun. All conversations are for fun, man. There is no need to take any of it all that serious, dude. What's going on, Megan? Live from Japan. What's your thoughts on EBT? What's EBT, dude? What is EBT, dude? What is EBT? What is EBT? What is EBT? Electronic benefits transfer. Food stamps. Did they get that figured out? Food stamps. I mean, what are my thoughts on that, dude? Very mixed, dude. on one level. I mean, like anything else in our modern reality, they're completely abused. They're completely abused, man. And aren't going to the people that actually probably need them the most, dude. I don't know. I see a lot of questionable people over at the supermarket using their EBT cards, dude. Did they get that squared away? What do you think of YouTube's AI content bias? I don't know, dude. Is there one? I apologize. I'm be clear. No, identifying with my tragic story and reiterating is helping me to move forward. Still keeping the lessons learned and the healthy fear. Absolutely. I apologize. Identifying with my tragic story. Okay. That's not that is not squared away, dude. It's not squared away. So I thought we were gonna have food riots. It's Thursday, isn't it? Like 6 days into it has. Yes, although there have been delays and it's due to the federal government shutdown, the judges ordered Trump to SNAP benefits for November, Friday, November set. Previously, so the SNAP benefit. I don't know, dude. I thought we were getting food rights. I think it's all a scam, dude. All of it. Apparently, like half or something will be funded by Trump somehow. Forgot where the money is coming from SNAP. Judge Welfare, do you think it's going to be business as usual with Zoran? Business as usual with Zoran. Unfortunately, dude. Like, all right, like the Zoran thing. I was just waiting for someone to cue in on this, dude. I mean, listen. Dude, so the opposite, so this is how fake it all is. So the opposition to Zoran was Andrew Cuomo. That was the opposition to Zoran, was Andrew Cuomo. I mean, that if that doesn't show you what a joke it all is. So I think what we're at the precipice is we are in this very interesting 1930s. Same thing was going on in the middle of Europe in the 1930s. Ultimately, like the ridiculous lame system is going to force one hand to be the authoritarians, or it's the authoritarians or the communists, authoritarians or the communists, authoritarians or the communists. So, and both of them are the end in the same way, dude. So, Mr. Warp Speed. Yeah, that it's all fake if Trump's endorsing Cuomo, right? Isn't Cuomo a Democrat? He ran as an independent, dude. So we're living in America, which we might as well be in the 1930s Germany, dude. It's the same thing. And listen, if I think on one level, dude, you have a lot of young men that aren't getting laid, that aren't going to have jobs, that are going to start getting super agitated one way or the other. And so that's why they're trying to do the Nick Fuentes control valve is again, I don't think Nick's a Fed, but I think that they've been boosting Nick Fuentes for the last 4 months pretty heavily. And I told you, I sat here and told you when that began to keep an eye on it. And what it is he's the control valve. And I don't think he's actually like a monitor monkey. I think they're just pushing everybody over there because like they need it to go that direction, dude. Was watching last night, Sober Wednesday, drugs are chump change, sobriety is the trip. That's right, Floyd. So Tim Dillon sees it pretty clearly, dude. Tim Dillon gets it because he's a comedian, so he has a comical eye on it in the sense of, so when I look at it, you've got the establishment, which is the GOP and then you have the Democrats. So I think everyone's becoming quite clear what many of us know for a long time is there's no difference between a Democrat and a Republican. There really never has been. They're both warmongering statists, and they are all on the hook to the Zionist state of Israel. And so you can't expect the young people. So yeah, of course, the people of New York voted for an out and out socialist / communist. Makes sense to me. Not surprised. If I were a I see where the writing's on the wall. You were going to have people either choose authoritarian type, total crush people vibe, or communist crush people vibe. And why is that? Because that's what the system always wants. I mean, if you understand that who the communists and the Bolsheviks were in the beginning, anyhow, you would realize that Zoran is probably a Zionist plant, dude. Just so we're clear who the commies are, dude. And again, if you understand who's running the authoritarian arm of it all, too, they're pretty much all pumping from the same tank of gas, dude. So I'm not surprised with this. I do anything that's going to crush the old school, old guard is fine with me. At this point, like, I have such zero care whether the empire fails as a communist state or an authoritarian state. It's already failed to me. So, like, move on, dude. Like, I gotta say the answer to everything has been, for me, in the last like 24 hours, has just been full volume butthole surfers. Just explains it all, dude. I can't tell you any other way. Is I've retreated back to my mid 90s like musical thing and just gone, okay, we're sitting in a giant nonsense show. So it's, again, is I think people are not reading the room anymore, dude. So when you see what is Zoran at the end of the day is gonna do nothing for New York City problems except put the squeeze on enough people to make it seem like there is some sort of problem, which is, again, is the Orange Man needs a foil, because the Orange Man is such a buffoon and is failing so gnarly. He needs Zoran. Like, if you didn't get who Zoran is in the WWE World Wrestling Federation version of American politics. He is the new character for Trump to go in and wrestle with, dude. Like, because the economy's failing. Trump's just giving away all of our money, dude, bailing out all sorts of other countries, sending our resources overseas, launching new wars. Well, I mean, look, it looks like we're going to start a war with Venezuela, dude. Like, okay, to steal their oil, it looks like, with British Petroleum, and it's business as usual. I don't really see any difference than in being in 1993, dude. I telling you, like, I had some sort of like, so I took Butthole Surfer's Piao to the lab today. I just put it on 11 and just listened to it on repeat like twice today, just start to finish. And I was like, it took me back into the like musical, like interdimensional time machine. I go, dude, you might as well be in the mid 90s, dude. On the whole level, even to the point with the thing with the spotted owl. I don't know if you caught the thing with the spotted owl and the barred owl, where they want to go into the national on the BLM land and start like culling like the barred owls for like 500,000 of them with shotguns in the middle of the night, dude. Like the spotted owl is back front and center in the environmental movement, which is like straight out of the late 80s, early 90s playbook. So history's repeating itself. And and you know they got to bring in the nuclear. It's all a great scam. So I like the Zoran with Mondani, dude. I like how his colors are the Lakers colors, dude, which is what, golden purple. So I don't really see it as a big surprise that there's a socialist running America's largest system, because I just want to be clear that we've lived in a socialist system our whole life, dude. And if you think we've lived in a free market economy, dude, you've sadly been mistaken that we have been running a socialist business class, dude, called too big to fail for most of our life, dude. What do you think all the bailouts are, dude? That is corporate welfare, corporate socialism. So you get to your EBT cards and the whole thing, bread and circuses. And I would argue that the thing that I thought we were going to get riots by now. 42 million people didn't get their high fructose corn syrup and ding dongs and ho-hos, but they might be all too stoned and too medicated to care. Is sort of my take on it all, a little bit. They want to reseat so bad they tried during COVID. It's all fake. Don't mess with the Zohan. The Megadethers are kicking my I was born in the 1990th year. That is very special to me. Yes. Can you save the spot out with money, dude? You can save the spotted owl with money. We need more community again. Beaver Farms. Hello, Illusion All. Dancy, what's going on? Yeah, today private winnings, public losses, dude. Man, I haven't had thought about the butthole surfers in a very, very long time. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, the best thing to come across my plate, and I have not taken a Butthole Surfers album to the lab in well over 30 years. And I was sitting there and I was like, I forgot what a phenomenal album P Out is, dude. Because we live in this weird stage now where we don't listen to albums anymore. And I was listening to it and I was like, oh yeah, dude, this is a great album, dude. The Lonesome Bulldog, the whole thing, dude. And it brought me back to a place where they're trying to do something, which is because there's no cable television, right? You have to understand, since there's no cable television, they have to figure out how to do cable television, not on cable television, which is where Trump came in. If you really understand what Trump is he's a cable television guy and a big network dude that they stuck in this sort of middle space that is modern entertainment, and he needed some plot developments. And again, the Mondani is I think he's well scripted. I think it's well scripted. I think the casting people did a pretty good job. Young, Muslim, got the beard thing right. So it's that's a very popular thing right now. You got JD Vance with his beard and his eyeliner. As long as everybody's wearing eyeliner, it's all good, dude. I feel like I'm in a Cure video with all the eyeliner going on nowadays, dude. What's going on? So I think Mondani is a pretty solidly casted character. He's young, he's vibrant. All the woke weird circle jerkers are just gonna and all the lefties are gonna be like I mean the righties are gonna be like, oh my god, dude, because they need you to focus on anything. Again, it's hard for me to put this into perspective, but I imagine if you're 22 right now or 19 and stuff is it's pretty easy to get distracted by this stuff because you don't have a kids and mortgages and all the stuff that's going on. And the real crime that's happening is I just got the thing from my the health insurance. They're going to raise my bill like $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year, dude. So essentially, like at a certain point, like everyone just is going to have to go without like health insurance, dude. Which again is the where they've tricked everybody. You do have to realize the big trick was to getting everybody to think that some sort of communal healthcare is a bad idea, dude. Our healthcare system is a disaster. They're giving it to the immigrants. Well, the people hiring the immigrants are the boomers, and they're Republican and Democrat, dude. Like, why do you think that Trump's failing so miserably at his getting rid of all the immigrants, dude? There's 10 million of them, dude. Why do you think he's failing at that? Because most of the people that are the backers of the Washington politician are hiring this slave class. And you have to understand that the system of exploitation, which is the system, I don't know what to call it, dude. It's definitely not a free market system. And I would argue that we are closer to an authoritarian system than we understand, because right, if you understand what it is, it's the the state and the corporate entity are one, and the military, like I think that Americans are hoodwinked into thinking that we're not way over the line with where we are. Like the corporate entity and the military and the political class are one cohesive unit. So that makes them fascist and communist at the same time. Like, I think we're already there. I do think we already live in a pseudo fascist society, dude, on a structural level. And I think that the reason that most people don't identify with it is because like nobody's being thrown up against the wall. And like there's not a building in everybody's town with a bunch of bullet holes in the back wall behind the courthouse, dude. So it doesn't seem like it. But I think when you really look at the structure of our government, we don't live in any sort of like, but that's the irony, dude. Like, we do live in a free society if you keep it within your hula hoop, dude. Like, I'm pretty free, dude. Like, I ain't tripping on it, like on a level, dude. I mean, yeah, I got all the same problems. I got a giant, as my friend, the political gamer, said, just stack the bills to the ceiling, dude. It's all funny and jokes and haha, dude. Yeah. So it's the Constitution still allows slavery if you go to prison. Well, I think that's a decoy too. The whole 13th Amendment thing. I think that in our society is they don't need. Look, it really is sort of the George Orwell thing of and all the propaganda. Just build such a good plantation that people don't know they're on a plantation, dude. And I think people are beginning to like truly understand it on a deeper level, but I don't think it matters. I don't think at this point, like it matters that, I mean, I've been battling it my whole life. The concept that like that we already live in a slave society, dude. Like, yeah, just because you can go down to the dealership and get yourself in debt for a shiny fast car doesn't mean you're free, dude. It's again is the slavery is the construct of the right left system, like that's the plantation overlords, like thinking that Trump is anything more than than what he is sort of pathetic, dude. So I don't really need we don't really need to get into the largest the prison industrial complex to like most people are slaves, dude. They are buying into the whole thing. Like just watching the like, oh my God, like Zorhan. Like again, I think it's if you take a step back from the New York mayoral race, you can see it very clearly, dude, that Orange Man endorsed Andrew Cuomo, his former Democrat opponent, but they were all buddies once upon a time. Like you do get that the big clue to the thing is Trump has never been on your side ever. It's now we have 5 years of his presidency to really see that he has always been selling us out, dude. Every step of the way, dude. Every step of the way. But he's got charisma. You can't deny his charisma. That's the problem. And most people can't separate charisma from the fact that, like, yeah, you need a really like a really good snake oil salesman is super charming and super charismatic. Like you want to hang out with them and have a Big Mac with the dude. Like, yeah, and that's his angle. And he's very good at it. But everything that dude, like anyone who's still 11 months, 9 months later, dude, anyone who still thinks that dude's on your side is crazy. And it's like, yeah, but those guys, but that's the point. As long as you keep living in but those guys were worse mentality. Like for me personally, like if I had been living in New York City, I would have voted for Zohan too, or Zorhan, or whatever the hell the guy's name is. The Muslim communist. I would have voted for him over Cuomo, a known like killer, dude, a known like womanizer and abuser and manipulator and generational scumbag. Yeah, no questions asked. But then again, is I as a person also wouldn't have like I don't know, dude. Like we've allowed her. I hope I hope for the day that like everybody pulls back on these ideological camps. But the thing is potent, dude, because like no one sees the humor in it, dude. Like I do see the humor. Like I really do see the humor of the monkey show, dude. Silwa, dude. I wouldn't have voted for Silwa, dude. That dude, it's with this like you can't take that guy serious either. See, I'm like with his beret and stuff. Come on, dude. The only person who's allowed to wear a beret is like a French dude from like the French resistance fighter from the 40s, dude. Like you're not allowed to wear a beret, bro. I'm sorry, man. Not cool. It's a fail. You might as well wear a top hat, dude. You might as well wear a boot on your head. If you know what I mean, dude. You like a beret, dude. Sorry, I can't take you seriously, dude. Like you're not in it to win it, dude. I get it. It's but again, divine comedy, exactly. So I look at it and it's the thing. I think we would have been better off if we had voted Kamala in, dude, personally, dude. Like on a bigger level. I do think that the system tricked us all into the thing. We at this point, like the way the lesser of two evils, we might as well pick the evilest of the two. We should have picked Kamala, dude. I think we would have been like, everybody would have been like, whoa, this is like a level of incompetence that is A+, dude. So I don't think we did ourselves any favor with Trump because he turned out just to be Joe Biden 2.0, dude. Like he's really not any better, dude. I don't really see, I don't see where it is. I haven't seen it. I don't see it in my like, I haven't seen it in my like, there's been my gas prices, my food prices, my taxes. I don't see any upside to Trump except we're still killing people on the other side of the planet, and people are more pissed at us than they were the other day. And the people that he's making friends with, I don't want to be friends with anyhow, dude. So I don't know, dude. No, that is Slam and Salmon. That is the party trick. Get everybody so mad they'll submit to their jailer, dude. I do get a kick out of it. That's what I mean is I do think that the problem on a really fundamental level is the fact that we don't have a sense of humor as a nation. Like we've become a very like I always tell you, dude. I used to think Americans were pretty funny till I went and spent that couple months with those Australian lads down in Chile. Like, dude, we're not funny. We don't have a sense of humor. We don't have the ability to like bust each other up, and we don't have any sense of humor, and we don't have any humility either, dude. Yeah, the Australians at least have a sense of humor, man. Like we're very rigid, and at the same time, it works perfectly with the whole demonic thing, dude. And so I don't really. All right on, Megan. You're clean your apartment. Get that thing organized, dude. So I'm under the thing of see, that's the thing is that as I think they've turned some of our most. So imagine this. Imagine if I think the beauty of the 90s, right, was it was us against the system. It didn't really matter who we were. We were against the system. Didn't matter if you were right, left, middle. If you were young in the 90s, it was us against the system. And now it's become fractured where it's us against each other, right? That's what wokeism is. That's what the whole Nick Fuentes thing's about, dude. And like I said, like in the thing is like I'm going to root for the Groypers all day long, dude. If that means the GOP falls, if the Republican Party implodes, I'm all for it, dude. The quicker the Republican Party like explodes into 10,000 pieces, the better. And I would say with the Democratic Party too, dude. Those guys suck. So I'm all for, at this point, like I got to root for the AOCs and the Nick Fuentes, dude, because like you might as well have an establishment of out and out, like straight up communists and authoritarians. Like I way rather live in a world where it's like, yeah, we're authoritarians and we're communists and that's what we're about. And this is what we do. And you can suck a bag, dude. And I'm like, okay, like I can work with that. This, like, we're here to make America great again, dude. Like we're on your side. No more new wars, dude. Like I was listening to, I think Dave Smith was talking about this. Every president who's won in my lifetime, like, and I can say in my lifetime, has been an anti-war president. They've all said they're going to end the wars, dude. So Americans on our very nature are anti-war. I really do believe that if you were to poll like Americans, like across the board, like the one thing we could all agree on is that probably 80% of Americans are against war and against foreign intervention and aren't war loving and don't want to send their money over to wars and don't want to support war. I think that is a thing we can all share. And I think that same thing runs true that Americans don't really see racial component more than anything than what you are, dude. I think that most people are willing to work together, and that no one's really cares, dude. It's just, don't make me do extra work, dude. And what's going on, John Smith? Grateful Ed. Black. So I do think that we're at this interesting like crossroads where like I'd way rather have a dude run around saying the craziest stuff ever. Like, so that's the thing, is like, I will tell you, dude, is like, again, I don't know who any of these people are, like, on a personal level, because it's hard enough knowing who you are. I think that's the weird thing that people have to wrap their head around, is until you truly know who you are and you understand who you are, why are you worried about what everybody else is? Just assume you don't know who they are across the board, dude. Just across the board. Like when you get up and leave your house, just assume you don't know who anyone is, dude. Really. They can present themselves in a way. They can tell you what you want to hear. They can look a certain way. They can talk a certain way. They can say all this thing. But at the end of the day, dude, just assume everybody's a fed. Just assume everybody's working for the man. Just assume everybody's pumping for the man, and then go from there. Just like let that be the foundation. Just assume everybody's a manipulating, cheating liar, and let themselves prove you otherwise. Because at the end of the day, all of us really are manipulating, cheating liars, until we come to terms with the person in the mirror, and we work ourselves out with the help of God. Once you turn to God, you don't get to be a manipulating, cheating liar with yourself, because you got to look yourself in the mirror and know that God is sitting right there between the person in the mirror and who you are, and he knows all. So why are you going to lie to the person in the mirror if God already knows that you're lying to the person in the mirror? You get what I'm saying? So when you go out, and the thing is like, I don't know who Ted Cruz is. Like, I don't know who Alex Jones is. Like, I don't really know who Martin Luther King is. Like, I don't really know who Bobby Kennedy is. Like, I don't really know who the skater guy who was slapping around this old lady is. Like, I don't know who anybody is, but I will tell you on a sure entertainment value, I definitely roll with a Nick Fuentes type, dude. Like, that gets my freak show thing going. I like it. I like the fact he says crazy things and goes on rants. I'm all for it, dude. And if he's about burning down the system, like, I got no problem with it. At this point, I'm all about like burning down the status quo. I think we need to leave the infrastructure in place. Like, I'm not about burning down the infrastructure. Do you get what I'm saying? There's the system, and then there's the infrastructure of the system. Like, we do need an education system that keeps people at the controls of the power plant. We do need people that know how to turn the knobs at the polyvinyl chloride factory. You know what I mean? Like, we do need those people. And those people we need. I went to the optometrist the other day, right? Went down to the eye doctor, and I'm sitting in the eye doctor chair, and they got that crazy machine with the knobs and the stuff so they can look in your eyes. And I was looking at that thing, and I was like, wow, man, like, what a fantastic like piece of equipment that is. And I was thinking about like what kind of a world that needs to kind of be working in harmony to create this fantastic piece of optometry equipment. And I was thinking about just the people who are building the things and the machines required and the supply lines and the thing. And I was like, most people don't sit in the optometrist's office and be like, you need a fully functioning society to make this piece of equipment like happen, dude. And you need a fully functioning society to make the person who knows how to use this equipment happen, so that they can look in my eye and be like, hey, dude, like, this is what's going on with your eye, dude. And so I do think that we're at this weird like misunderstanding about society and what it is, and like you know what we're doing, dude, because it's obvious to me that the clowns doing their thing have nothing to do with the optometry gear. You get what I'm saying? Like the dudes building the optometry gear and the people that know how to work the optometry gear, they really aren't part of this monkey show. And I think, but I do understand that like the crash out's coming because nobody believes that how important it is to have somebody making this super like functional optometry gear. They don't get it because they haven't had to go get their eyes checked and been like, hey, dude, I need someone who's qualified to like deal with this gear and this eyeball thing. And so I do think there's a giant disconnect with it all. And then like, I live in a flyover with the military, right? Like the Navy, China Lakes Naval Air Weapons Station's like right over, 60 miles away or so. So they fly up the North Fork of the Kern constantly, and they're in their like fancy, how much does an F-22, how much does, billion-dollar planes, and they don't seem to be short of like cash or gas, and they're just going and doing their thing, dude. You get what I'm saying? And so when we get into this thing, like I do think that like the Zorhan Mondami thing is like, yeah, so what? Ultimately, ultimately at some point in this timeline, they're gonna have to start putting people against the wall. I don't think that's irrational to like see. I'm not a pessimist either. I just think that these people don't have any good ideas, dude. And because they don't have any good, because they're not making optometry gear, or they're not studying to like study eyeballs, they got nothing better to do. And their systems about like ripping us off. Like you don't become like you're not like running, you're not trying to be the leader of New York City because you're a good guy. You're doing it because there's like some payoff going on. That's a lot of like work, dude. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of like your life is committed to this thing and you got to be into it. But nobody's like, waking up and being like, I'm going to be a mayor of New York City and I'm going to do it because for free. Like that dude's not doing that for free, dude. That dude's like sees like there's a payoff coming, dude. So whether that's book deals with the deep state or whatever it is, like that dude truly doesn't care whether the buses are free or the supermarkets are free. Like that dude's in it for the money. And I think that anyone who's naive to the way of the big leadership class on spaceship Earth would understand that nobody's, maybe Fidel Castro wasn't in it for the money. I don't know, dude. Maybe. I doubt it, dude. He was probably doing just fine. I don't really know who are the leaders who aren't in. Ron Paul, maybe. Like, so I don't really like maybe Thomas Massey. I don't know if I think about who's not in it for the money right now, but those guys probably all have like fat bank accounts on their own anyhow, dude. Like they ain't worried about it. So they can, I don't really know, dude, but I'm not worried about the Zorhan, dude. The Zorhan ain't tripping me out because if he's truly is, you do understand like I don't think people truly understand who the communists are, like, and where they got their like, you do know that they are small hats at the end, at the beginning of their thing, dude. It's a small hat propaganda. It comes from the same thing, dude. Like, so I'm not really like, why do you think, like, so New York City has the largest urban Jewish population consolidated outside of Israel anywhere on the planet, right? They don't seem too tripped out on the Zorhan. I mean, don't let Michael Rappaport represent the Jewish community of New York City, dude. So I'm not really buying in that the APAC Israel lobbyist side of Zionist lobbyist thing haven't greenlit Mondami. I'm pretty sure that's who he's working for at the end of the day, dude. So, am I worried about the takeover of New York City by communists? No. I'm pretty sure it's the same dudes running Washington, man. And I don't think it's going to open people's eyes to the hustle, unfortunately, because that would be like dependent upon them. Like, you have to understand. I think this is something we have to come to terms with as truth seekers and freedom seekers and just comedy seekers, and the whole thing is most people don't want to be awake. I really do think that that's one of the hard truths that is hard. Like, it's still, I struggle with it on a level, but when you truly understand that most people want to be cogs to the machine, they want to be on their people farm, they like being chickens in their roost, they like being goats in the pen, they don't want to be woken up, they aren't looking to be woken up. You kind of go, oh, dude, you know? Yeah, I know I'm not. Don't worry, dude. I see some stuff on the horizon. I know where to go. Trust me, if you're sitting in SoCal, you ain't in the right place to be. There's all sorts of waves up the coast, but it's the thing. So when I look at the thing, I think that's one of the things that people, because that implies that you're waiting for some sort of critical mass of people to wake up, and oh my God, if only. And I go, just move on, dude. Just you be free. Like, we'll be free. And trust me, dude, freedom's sketchy, dude, because it requires you to be fully responsible for yourself, dude. Japanese people have unspoken trust and respect. You can leave your wallet on the table and no one will mess with it. Beyond Division 55. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of that's sort of like glamorizing the original people of North America. Let's not forget that the Japanese 80 years ago were having contests amongst each others to see how many Chinese civilians they could kill, dude. Let's not forget about the raping of Nanking. Let's not forget about, like, that leave the wallet mentality on the table comes with some deep-seated cultural hardcoreness, dude. That is a cultural result of generation upon generation upon generation of like brutality, dude. That sort of level of being cool is it just because they decided to be on a Wednesday, dude? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like go and truly study what the Japanese were up to. Good day, what's going on? From the Cuckland down under. Thank you, Cactus. I just, go look at the culture of Japan under the emperor prior to World War II. And just get back to me. Yeah, their wood joinery is fantastic. There is a cultural thing that is, but if you do understand, it's no different than the German society once is too, and why these things lead to these things, and why these things happen. So yeah, like the Japanese have probably a definitely hardwired program of like mutual respect, because like if not, the samurai is going to come lop your head off, dude. Like, and look, it goes to my thing. We would have a truly civil society if there was some public executions in the town square every now and then, dude. Like you there, like I said, is there would be no drinking and driving if they lopped off everyone's accelerator foot if they were busted for drinking and driving, dude. You know what I mean? The reason our society is total debauchery isn't because of some sort of like cultural correctness. Is there's no enforcement of it, dude. There's no cultural enforcement. Like, yeah, like the Japanese people aren't messing around, dude. Like within themselves, like in their own internal space, dude. You know what I mean? That's why you got dudes that are like, have been making knives for 10 centuries, dude, and hammering, like, you go look at the wasabi farmers, dude, of Japan, and just trip out on those dudes. Just trip out on the Japanese. Are an interesting people, I will give you, but they live on an island, which gives you the ability to run your show the way you want, really, dude. They're tiny islands, dude. Yeah, exactly, Carooster. Yeah, so the whole like you can leave your wallet on the table. Yeah, dude. Sure you can. I bet you can, dude. It's like what's that? Is it No, what's that Malaysian city, dude? Shanghai? What's the Malaysian city where like no one drinks and it's super clean, but they will cane you in public, dude. Listen, man, like you can have a super clean, upright, organized society, but like, the malcontents must face public scrutiny, dude. Why do you think so there's a I'm banned. I don't know. Are you banned? We see your comments, Sean. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Buddhism, yeah, dude. Well, that's a whole. Yeah, Megan's over in Japan right now, dude. If you do so much walking. Yeah, I think that helps too. I think that part of the problem with our society over here is lack of exercise, dude. But the shared social values, yeah, dude, for sure. No, I got no. I'm not knocking the thing, but the shared social value come from you. I mean, you think about when Japan was an isolationist nation, dude. Like they were super stronghold about it. They didn't want the West in, dude. They saw what was coming. The story slam and salmon's not. I'm an optimist, dude. Something I fear to step outside of my house in this world anymore. You never know what people are capable of these days. And see, I don't trip like that. Be gnarlier than them, dude. What's going on, Cowfolk 7? Probably the flat earth comment, dude. Is it still flat? Is it still flat out there, dude? I thought I saw a bend, dude. Um, Yeah, that's the thing. Ostracization. Listen, man. If I don't think that people, I think that the Republicans and the conservatives and the Christian conservatives have their heads in the sand about what's coming their way. I really do, and I think they'll fall for anything. I think that's why that I don't think that the Christians and the conservatives truly understand what the 501c3 has done to the church, dude. Um, what do you think about Hassan and his dog shocking? I don't get what the big deal is with the shock collar, dude. You can buy them on Amazon, dude. It's a nothing burger to me, dude. If people are crammed up in a city, a lot. No, I mean, not really, dude. Have you been to San Francisco recently? People don't want civil order, dude. People have always been dating. Yeah, like I think that is television. I think television has convinced people that like danger is in the screen. I go, dude, people are dangerous everywhere you go, dude. So like I think it's naive to think and I like when you really understand like data, the person that listen, when you understand that the person who's going to hurt you, like if you're going to be hurt, you know them. It's not a stranger. The odds of a stranger actually in America, the odds of a stranger inflicting violence on you, like that thing that happened in the subway with the girl or the random acts of violence, they're statistically pretty low. The odds are it's going to be someone you know especially if you're a woman, dude. Like so it's it's not stepping outside your house, it's scary. It's inside your own house because most people are living with people who've never looked at themselves in the mirror and asked themselves who they are, dude. Like that's what I'm saying is like once you truly understand who you are in the mirror and you go to God with that, like you kind of don't need to live in fear of any of it anymore, dude. um I found 3 tracking devices on my car. Legit, it's people I know. The biggest family is the strongest, safest. The bigger the clan, the better the stand. Very true, preacher. The girl I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with falsely said yes to me when I proposed because she didn't know me and didn't want to embrace me. She broke me. Yeah. Clothing brand, Colby Walker. I know where you live, Hamish, but I just show up and help with the yeah, yeah. Okay. I ain't tripping, dude. Um, you're getting tracked by law enforcement or bigger forces. That'll be, yeah, totally, dude. I went to NYC last month. I had the blast. I'll tell you, I'm going to wrap it up here. So I was in the 90s, right? I went to New York City for the very first time, 94, 95, 94, 95, something like that, right? And I remember, dude, I had this like super scary vibe of New York City, dude. Just, I don't know what I thought. It was bad. Things were bad. What could happen? Bad, bad. It was just bad, right? Millions of people all stuffed on an island, just violence and violence. I remember I went to New York City. I scored weed in Central Park, got stoned. And I remember like walking, I don't know, somewhere not that far from Central Park. And I remember standing there, stoned out of my mind, and just watching the waves of people walking down the streets and just watching it and being like, it was like one of those for like real, like you wake up to the fact that it's all propaganda. You're like, oh, there's nothing going on here, dude. Like it's just people like going about their business, a lot of them. And yeah, people are people, but it was that moment that I realized like I got was super baked. And I remember sitting there and being like, I'm on in Manhattan. And I'm like, what, how many people are on Manhattan during the day, dude? Like, how many people? 1.6. All right. Manhattan's daytime population is approximately 4 million people. 4 million people, daytime population. I remember standing there and being in the middle of 4 million people and being like, I ain't worried, dude. Like it broke a spell for me about like this statistical anomaly stuff. Yeah, I'm sure if I had gone and done something dumb down the wrong place, like something bad could happen. That also could happen to me in the parking lot at First Point Malibu. That could happen to me in the lineup of Rincon. I can tell you from my own experience in life, the most dangerous people I will ever meet are people that I've met down at the beach, dude. It ain't Manhattan, dude. The sketchiest critters I've ever had to deal with are sitting in a parking lot at a beach at a major surf spot, dude. You know what I'm saying? So like when I think about it, like I'm not, I think that I just don't, I just think it's a scam, dude. At the end of the day, dude, chats are disrupted a lot with ads. I still don't get like, I don't know why. I just on a comment on the thing of like, yeah, dude, like, I don't know, dude. I just pay the monthly fee to not have to deal with that. It's worth it, dude. It's peace of mind, man. I was in New York bus terminal for 30 minutes. Yeah, dude. I'll tell you this. One of the like the one of the scat. If you want to put yourself in danger, get on a Greyhound, dude. Dude. Get on a Greyhound going from San Francisco to Portland, Oregon, dude. You'll fear for your life, dude. Dude. Yeah. Well, don't forget to tip your talker, dude. Yeah. Dude. So anyway, yeah, that's the extent of it. I'm gonna go. I put in my hour with you guys. Get Narcan by the Blue Hair, dude. It's like the county lockup on wheels, dude. That's why you downloaded free YouTube ad blocker. Yeah, totally, dude. San Fran to Atlanta. I once did Portland. Where did I do? I took a bus somewhere crazy once, dude. Everyone should take a trip on the Greyhound at least once. Yeah, dude. Everyone once in your life, dude. Just to really see that you do live in a third world country, dude. Broke down paper, no ad. So did I, dude. That's just that's the thing. They will get you there. You'll end up there, dude. You'll end up there for sure, dude. Remember the green tortoises? Do the green tortoises still run, dude? That was the whole thing, dude. The green tortoise is done in Canada. I did it several times when we had service there. Anywho, I'm gonna get going. Don't forget to tip your talker, get some t-shirts, dude. Buy some art, support your favorite YouTube personality, dude. And hanging out. We had fun. It takes a moment to get there. Go listen to Piowed by the Butthole Surfers from song 1 all the way through. Don't shuffle, don't skip. Turn it on volume 11 and really just realize what a freak show this is, dude. It's okay, dude. You'll get there. You will get there. All right. This is The Illusion signing off, and good night. God bless. And Remember to use the name tags, man. Just use the name tags, dude. All right, Megan, keep cleaning up that room. Put it in boxes. Carooster, God bless.